to game number 1 of our last qualifying match of the evening. In fact, the last qualifying match for Taiwan Hong Kong. This is it. Everybody else that has come before in the open and the closed qualifiers, Nasin, Yogur, well, actually, Yogur's already advanced. Javier, I mean. What was the name of that one Terran player that we saw? Not Blooming, the other one?
Touch.
Touch, there we go.
Mate, how could you forget Touch, mate?
I remember Touch, I just forgot the name.
I remember what he felt like. I just don't remember what he was called.
I don't remember what he looked like. I didn't even see his face. As we open up our series on Romanticide LE in the bottom right hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right hand corner, we have a red Terran player coming out for the land of Taiwan. The last of the Terran players representing clan Naive Dream World. He is ExpecT.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Romanticide LE, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player. He fought his way through the qualifiers. He has made it all the way to a qualifying match. It is, of course, the Blue Zerg, MysteryMan, aka Rilakuma.
I think one of the most fitting matchups we can have for a qualifying match. We know what to expect from ExpecT. MysteryMan, not so much.
Yeah, I mean, I would be very surprised, incredibly surprised, if we saw the same opener as Gogo Joey. And by that, I mean, you know, an early Roach one. Yeah.
Would you know?
I 100% would. Okay. Honestly, a player who does that consistently, like Gogo Joey, he's the only one. he's one of a kind.
I think I'm with you there. If MysteryMan did decide to go for roaches, it's not going to be the same style as Gogo Joey. He's definitely going to be a lot more, probably a lot more aggressive of Roach Ravager and try to hit a bit of a timing. It is something that Zerg players have been adding to their repertoire. You know, something to throw in during a best of series every now and then, but yeah, not as consistently.
Yeah,
mostly something just to keep your opponent on their toes.
Like, for me, like, that's the best thing about a player, is where they have something that distinguishes them from everyone else, and Gogo Joey has that. Beastlord has that, right? You could even argue ExpecT has that with all his tanks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, God.
When it comes to defensive play, I would give it to ExpecT out of almost every Terran player.
Something that just sets them apart, you know. It doesn't even have to be something that they excel at, just something unique about them, and that's what's great about all of these players in this region. But we'll see what MysteryMan has to offer. We'll see what he has that sets him apart, because that's what you need if you want to qualify for the main event.
Oh, it really is. I mean, you're gonna go up against players like Haas and Nice, who are some of the most stylistic players, so you need to have your own flair.
Exactly. Ooh, and for the first time, my ExpecT is switching things up and going for a CC before starport.
It's feeling a lot safer against MysteryMan than Gogo Joey here.
Wow. Mates. Already we're seeing, like, ExpecT is like, yo, MysteryMan, I got this. Oh my dear.
He ain't gonna make the Roach printer.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know, I can, you know, be greedy. I can cut some corners. I'm fine. This guy's not gonna do anything. Wow.
Right?
So far, he's correct.
We'll see that for we'll see that for base comes into play.
True. Very true. As ExpecT is focusing on his stim, getting a second Rax here.
Not too many Hellions coming out from him.
Only 2.
So once again, I guess going for a bit more of a safety tank potentially, or you know, maybe an add-on swap for the starport.
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible at the moment. Just focusing on stim. Yeah, there we go. Reactor on the factory. So he's going to be wanting to go for those medevacs.
Super important for MysteryMan to see this. ExpecT doing such a good job of trying to take out the Overlord, but I think it should see the second Rax.
He sees literally everything. He sees all of the production buildings, even the reactor on the factory, so he knows what is coming his way. Meanwhile, at the same time, the Hellions do dive into the mineral line, get a couple of workers, but are forced away.
Will have to regroup.
That he will.
super important right now to just keep an eye on MysteryMan's answer to this. I was gonna say, we should be seeing a ton of links come down, but that's a lot of gases he's taken and a very quick layer light.
Yes, he has 5 gases right now. Not quite all 6, but he's going for that layer, so he should be going for those mutas. But again, mutas against 2-on-1? I don't know if I'm convinced.
Yeah, it's gonna be very timing based, right? If ExpecT hits, and he should hit before the mutas come into play, there's so much vulnerability from MysteryMan. But if he's able to live long enough to get the mutas out, the tables are going to turn complete 180.
I'm just always going to remember, it's etched in my mind. It was a game on Purity and Industry where it was Seether versus Miyamika.
I think I remember that.
And Seether went for a 2-on-1 and Miyamika went for 2 base muta, and as soon as the drop landed in his main base, he GG'd out. He just GG'd out. Yep. Yeah. But thankfully we don't see MysteryMan going for the okay, he's still going for the Spire, but he did prioritize getting his bailing speed first.
He's got the bare minimum links AZ. It's beautiful surround, forces a hot pickup.
Good.
But MysteryMan did lose a couple of links over there, and he is not looking to make too many of them to begin with.
That he is. Meanwhile, there we go. The Spire is on the way. Bailing speed is on the way. Hasn't quite started 1-1. The Evo Chambers are ready and waiting. Meanwhile, the Queens! No!
Super exposed! Transfuses have been used up. He can try to snipe the bailing, and he is! Very efficient trade, not losing too many Marines once again. And if he can keep up the momentum, I don't see MysteryMan holding the follow-up push.
Yeah, it was a beautiful focus fire there. I mean, this drop is still being active here across the map. Something that's important to note is that ExpecT still hasn't seen the Spire, so for all he knows, it is still just Ling Bane. Ling Bane plays, so he does need to scout this, but, you know, he is already in the main. Oh, he's forced out, though.
He doesn't go too deep.
Oh, or does he?
Oh, he's close! No, not quite. He's teasing. He's like, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for it.
Mate, he does.
Man, I'm gonna go for it.
He's just
doesn't go all the way.
He just needs to go a little bit further to the left, and he would see the Spire. Unfortunately, he does not. Oh god! And MysteryMan, you know, he's already on 4 bases. He's droning up. He's already up to 80 drones. An ideal amount, and now he's not focusing on his army, on his mutas.
Yeah, you're gonna be well upgrading them. Gonna be able to get a handful of them out. These are very exposed mineral lines for ExpecT, but the push is starting to come through. A couple of mutas already being sniped. Super important right now for ExpecT.
Yeah, beautiful focus fire, focusing down those mutas, and he does reveal them. Now here comes the main push through the center of the map. There's still plenty of Ling Bane on the ground, though. He has to be careful.
Yeah, a little bit indecisive right now. Clears a little bit of creep and then backs away. The drop will finally be dealt with. I think MysteryMan just has way too much for ExpecT to push into. He knows that. He's going to regroup. Prioritize some anti-air. Gets a Thor and Drilling Claws.
Well, see, the problem for ExpecT is that... Sorry, the problem for MysteryMan is that ExpecT just played Gogo Joey. And he just learned how to make Widow Mines. So that's exactly what's coming. And I'm getting some deja vu, because if you remember, this is exactly what happened on Romanticide, where Gogo Joey went for mutas, and ExpecT on Romanticide, this was where he showed off his Widow Mines and his Thors.
Yeah, that's definitely... It definitely feels like history is repeating itself, but a main distinction for MysteryMan here. Much quicker infestation pit. He's going to get Hive a lot quicker. I'm hoping he goes for Greater Spire, but may just... I guess Ultras might do decently well, too.
Yeah, I would imagine he's going to go for Ultras. Something that Gogo Joey did lack was Vipers for those Blinding Clouds, which can work really well on, you know, bio and tanks. But I do think Ultras would be the right call. I don't know if it's too soon to take into that, though.
Well, it's too soon because there's no Hive yet, so... Yeah, technically correct.
And where's the Hive? Is the next question, then. I posed to you, mate. Oh, God.
Well,
here come the mutas. We do have a couple of Mr. Turrets. No Thors or Widow Mines in position.
Just yet. Will deal with the missile turrets over here. There's more than enough mutas right now, and the mineral lines are gonna drop like flies. ExpecT doesn't even care. He's gonna utilize the reinforcements to deal with these mutas while he pushes his main push.
Yeah, exactly. Not just the main push, also a drop in the main base. A bunch of workers are going down. Potentially the infestation pit is under threat.
And Hive isn't here yet. He is starting to get it now, though. Super important. Thankfully, MysteryMan has very, very good creep spread. He's able to buy himself a lot of time because ExpecT can't go too deep in here.
Yeah, and MysteryMan, he's already getting ready for the worst. He evacuates this space. He knows he cannot hold onto it. And there we go. The hatchery will fall, but the drones do manage to escape.
Yeah, it is more important to keep the drones alive than the than hatchery. I would say you do not want to be wasting a larva remaking the drones, especially when the Terran armies start to push. You need those larvae to make army units.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, we have a lot of Banelings here morphing in, looking to try and go for a bit of a counterattack. Meanwhile, ExpecT is not turning around. He's committed to this push. And there's a lot of Ling Bane ready and waiting for him.
A whole heckin' lot, to say the least. Trying to get us around, but not really finding the ideal position. Now he's starting to go in. Tech super exposed. Will gets surrounded by the Zerglings, and the Banelings crash onto everything else. The Thor goes down. What a hold from MysteryMan.
Yeah, he just envelops the entire army. ExpecT really overstaying his welcome there after killing that base. Really, maybe should have turned around, but instead he wanted more.
I just realized MysteryMan held that with an upgrade disadvantage.
He did. He did. And now 2-2 is about to finish up for him. Equalize those upgrades.
And he is just growing so much from here. Ultra Cavern starting to get underway.
God, that it is. Ultra's going to be coming out soon. 3-3 should begin shortly. There we go. 3-3. Adrenal glands. Everything that MysteryMan needs. Meanwhile, ExpecT, he's still trying to push out onto creep. You know, he's not too far behind in the army supply.
And he is just, you know, keeping it as active as possible, making sure that MysteryMan will have to fight in the worst locations possible, far off creep. That's a very good place for MysteryMan to fight, though.
Oh god, that it is. But you know what? Now he's going for another round. Oh god!
Yeah, this is way, way better. The Thors cannot get the splash damage on the Mutas. The Thor gets surrounded just like so. It's hard to see MysteryMan letting go of this momentum.
Oh god, I mean,
we do have far off creep. So.
Yeah, he is far off creep. We do have a couple of Widowmines that are borrowing in. It looks like they are going to get some connections.
Just like so. That's an if I've ever seen one like.
Yeah, is it just barely enough? It looks like the Ling Bane will run out. Only Mutas remaining, and the Marines are able to push the Mutas away.
For the time being, MysteryMan is starting to regroup. The Ultras are already coming out. Kindness playing about a quarter done. I will say that ExpecT hasn't taken too much economic damage, so he's still mining. He still has his production buildings in check.
Yeah,
but he is losing so much army units.
Well, I mean, his army was basically just reset, and that's disastrous for a Terran player. It takes so long to really get going once again with your Thor production, with your Widowmine production, with your Marauders, as he has to start from scratch. So MysteryMan, he's already been able to remax. ExpecT needs a little bit more time.
But time, he's getting ready for the close qualifiers tomorrow.
I'm pretty sure he's in the main event. It's time, mate. I mean,
he is actually, yeah. I was trying to think of the first thing I could think of.
Oh god, but here come the Ultras. They're finally out.
They are, and these are some juicy Marines. A handful of cleaves, that's all he really needs. I like this, tanking the mine shots with the Ultralisks. Going to come in with the Ling Bane Muta, and there's nothing to stop this anymore.
Exactly, the Banelings, they get into the mineral line, and it looks like they will connect with the SCVs. The planetary will fall to these Ultras, but the Marauders, oh, can they save it? No, they cannot.
Not quite. And what we were saying earlier tonight, ExpecT was keeping his economy alive. Not anymore. He has a decent economy left still, but starting to get very, very desperate. He is mining out, or spending, just about all of his income.
And something that's kind of out of control is this creep spread. Like, he just has not been able to get a handle on it whatsoever. Gurgur Joey, he was having a much harder time against ExpecT. MysteryMan, though, he does have a lot more control here. He's got plenty of Marauders, plenty of Lings, plenty of Banes. Oh boy, just every single fight, it seems to have gone his way.
We're starting to turn things around a little bit here. For some more Lings to be made instead of, you know, high-tech Ultras or Mutas here. I would like to see a switch into Great Aspire, if I'm being honest, but Again, MysteryMan has the world at his fingertips. He can do so much.
Yeah, and he does get us around on this planetary. It looks like the planetary will fall. The Baileys are looking to get their connections, and they do.
Just like so. That was the freshest base left for ExpecT. I believe the rest of his bases are starting to get really mined out now. And we can just see with the income, right? He has less than half the mineral income right now. MysteryMan fighting very far off creep, but he just has way too much for ExpecT to deal with.
And even a lot of friendly fire by those widow mines, as well as they do connect on a lot of the bio, and everything will end up being cleaned up here. There's barely anything left, only a handful of ultras, but again, GG gets called.
I really got a feel for ExpecT here. Like, he plays one of the closest TVZs of his life, and now he gets into another super hectic TVZ. He needs some stim IRL in his veins.
That he does. GG, well played. I was not expecting this from MysteryMan. Like, I'm very impressed with what he was able to pull off here on Romanticide, despite going for this Ling Bane Muta style, and despite his opponent having Thors and Widow Mines. Like, he was able to just get the most perfect surrounds and engagements on ExpecT's army.
And he definitely wasn't stubbornly singing that Mutiling Bane either. He knew he had to go into Hive Tech eventually. He had to get something to support that Mutiling Bane. It's actually kind of interesting, right? Because sometimes you see certain players say, all right, I'm just going to transition completely out of Mutiling Bane. I'll go into my Greater Spire, for example. I'll go into, if they were really crazy or really greedy, they'd say I go into Lurkers, Hydras, or something like that. But the other option is just getting a supplementary unit for your Mutiling Bane. Not Vipers in this case, but Ultras.
Yeah, he was able to use it to great effect. Another kind of reason as to why MysteryMan was able to do so well in that game was, I mean, that creep thread, man. Like, it was so good. So often versus Gogo Joey, a lot of the fights were so close because more often than not, the Zerg player was forced to fight off of creep, and then we got to see like the spread, the split, the focus fire of ExpecT really come to fruition. But here in this game on Romanticide, because of the amount of creep thread, like, it was really difficult for ExpecT to really be aggressive and really hinder the economy of MysteryMan.
Absolutely. You'll notice he only pulled off a creep once he was absolutely sure he could take the engagement. And I want to point out right now, like, For Sure's is now in the chat. He left at about the start of our open qualifier for Oceania. Now he's awake.
Good morning, For Sure. It's good morning. Also wanted to give a quick shout out, as we did have an I redeemed, of course, by the admin of this tournament. Thank you so much.
Dios mío.
Yes, thank you so much for adminning the Taiwan Hong Kong region for DreamHack. It was really great. It was really great to work alongside you. Great admin.
Yeah, again, kind of the unsung heroes of competitive events.
Yeah, Zatrosh, I believe he's the admin for this region as well as EU, if I'm not wrong. Europe.
Oh, that's a pretty massive time zone leap.
It is.
Gotta admire your ability to stay awake, Zathros. But we are going to continue our best of 5 qualifying match here on Jagannatha. KBBLE, we're in the top right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the top right-hand corner. The Red Terran player coming down from the land of Taiwan. He is going to be representing Naive Dream World. Everybody, please give him your energy right now. He played some of the most draining games of his life. He is the only Terran player left, and he's the best Terran player from Taiwan. It would be a shame to lose him here. He is ExpecT.
And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player. He is blue, representing himself as he is seamless. It is MysteryMan.
Oh boy. Now, Jagannatha is the map we're on. And it is a map I may be trying to stall for things to say. And it is a map where I think the Zerg player can afford to be a little bit more aggressive. I'm gonna assume ExpecT is gonna go for a very similar defensive max out push like he did against Gogo Joey, but we'll see. That was very early in their series. This is kind of a change ExpecT that we're seeing. He makes Widow Mines now.
But is that his downfall?
It very much could be.
It could be. We'll find out. We'll find out. Again, as you're saying, we are on Jagannatha, and a good start here from MysteryMan. You know, taking game 1 Romanticide. That's a pretty big win already. I am concerned for ExpecT. I mean, we've seen how amazing his play can be, but you were just talking about it. Because he came off of a very long, very drawn-out series with Go-Go Joey, like, I feel like MysteryMan has a bit of a mental advantage already. We'll see if ExpecT can just pull it together, you know, just show off that mental fortitude of his, bring it back here, and take it to MysteryMan, because we know he can do it.
He absolutely can. Again, the best player from Taiwan. You don't get there without... You don't get to that point without mental fortitude.
I mean, Haas makes sure of that.
Oh, yeah. You don't get to be a top player just in general from the Taiwan region without keeping your mind in check from Haas.
Exactly. Many players have lost their minds, unfortunately, and are no longer with us. But no, it's kind of that trial by fire that they have there in Taiwan.
I like the idea of it, though. Haas, he's El Presidente. He's looking for bodyguards for the Haitian Republic Elite Guard Unit, TM ? And he tests them. He tests them himself.
Handpicked, mate. Handpicked.
Yeah.
Oh god. But we'll see how things progress here, as once again we do see that third CC before starport, but this time he is still committing to said starport, unlike the previous game.
Yeah, more of a 1-1-1 coming out of him this time. Getting a few more Hellions. He's going for a Viking first light. I'm liking what I'm seeing.
Oh my, mate, tell us about it.
The Viking?
Yeah, I thought you were gonna be talking about like, yo, alright, so there's this guy called Kerwin, okay, he's the best player in Israel.
Flat out is, after the Israel Online Cup, something along those lines, and this is definitely a build that has been very popular, I think particularly in the EU region for Terran players. It is just pure mechanics. You want to max out as quickly as you can on marine tanks after the initial Hellion Viking Liberator. This Hellion, you just wanted to clear up some Overlords wherever you can. Liberator and Hellions, of course, you want to be going for some drone damage. But beyond that, it is pure marine tank. Try to go on 2-2 as quickly as you can. Try to max out as quickly as you can. And then just try to mess up the Zerg player before they have a chance to tech up.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to do it. Meanwhile, ooh, the Queens do push away this Viking, and it looks like they do have the transfused energy to keep alive that Overlord.
What a guy. No man left behind for MysteryMan.
Oh, exactly. He's there for his boys, for his fellow Overlords. Meanwhile, once again, MysteryMan is going for that lair. He does have all 5 of his gases, but this is looking pretty similar to game number 1, where he prioritized bathing speed and then did eventually get into Spire.
Which, funnily enough, is one of the... maybe not the direct cut. Oh, the Viking goes down, and there's nothing stopping this. Or there's nothing that allows his lip to get as good of a position as ExpecT wants.
Yeah, exactly. This Queen does chase it away. Nice micro there with that Spore, able to reposition it, and the Liberator is forced away, not finding any damage.
Yeah, it's anyway. Once again, Spire's coming down, and so I was saying before the Viking unfortunately went down, this isn't exactly the direct counter to what is the strategy colloquially referred to as the brick, but it is definitely one of the answers that can completely pull the Terran apart if they're not prepared.
That it can. And at the moment, ExpecT is not prepared. He has not been able to get into that natural base. He does not know what's coming his way. To be fair, I mean, I imagine these players are relatively familiar with each other. They're both from the Taiwanese scene. I imagine they've competed against each other in things like the Blazing series and other regional events. So it's possible that ExpecT knows how MysteryMan plays, because so far anyway, 2 games in a row, MysteryMan has gone for the same style.
Yeah, he might be expecting what MysteryMan is throwing his way, but at the same time, right? When you're going for this build, you want to devote every single resource into getting Marines and tanks out.
Mhm.
It may be worth it just to go for a scan on a natural base or something like that to, just see what your Zerg opponent is going for so you can react. But for now, ExpecT doesn't know about the Spire, does not want to, in his mind, waste money on missile turrets.
And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. You don't want to waste resources if you don't need to, but at the moment he needs to. He just doesn't know it yet.
Yeah. I was trying to come up with an analogy that was based on cars, but I don't know enough about cars. It's like how you need to get the oil, special oil, but you don't know that yet.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, speaking of cars, these Hellions do get into the middle line. They will get a decent amount of worker kills, but they do all get cleaned up, and the drop also gets pushed away.
But he does keep it alive, and he does back away. And most importantly, I think, ExpecT knows the mutas are coming his way now. Oh! Liberator gets, decent damage, but not the best. I think he just wanted to use it up. But now that ExpecT knows about the mutas, immediately he goes for a tech switch.
Exactly. I love it. We see drilling claws on the way, Thor on the way, missile darts being thrown down everywhere. So ExpecT, even though his aggression was cleaned up, the important part was that he was able to scout the attack of his opponent and now react accordingly. Also, he did deal a lot of damage. He killed, 17 workers? That's pretty big, to be honest.
All of them had to be remade here, yeah. MysteryMan could have been on 95 workers.
MysteryMan is also heavily supply block. He just made 4 overlords. Oh boy.
Aye.
Exactly. So far a better start here from ExpecT, especially compared to the previous game, but by no means is he gonna breeze his way through this. He's still working on his upgrades. They still need to finish up. Again, a lot of it will rely on his positioning when it comes to his Widow Mines and his Thors, but he's looking to push out.
Yeah, plus 2 weapons is about halfway done, but Drilling Claws is about to finish up. He knows he has about as potent an army as possible in this game, at least when it comes to dealing with the Mutalisks. Doesn't want to give MysteryMan too much time to start countering what he's got.
Yeah, what I'm a little bit concerned about is that this push doesn't have any Widow Mines whatsoever. It's only 2 tanks and a Thor as the backbone of this army.
And it's about to become an overwhelming amount of Ling Bane here, Light.
Oh yeah, mate.
Pure Marines, once again, no Marauders to soak up any of the Baneling shots, and as you said, it's just 2 tanks. There's not a lot of AoE damage right now for our Red Terran player, even though he has a pretty good pre-split.
I really don't know what ExpecT really expects to get with this, to accomplish with this. This is just not going to work out. The surround comes in.
Yeah, it seems like he was very paranoid about a tech switch coming down. Most of the Banelings do connect with the Thors, to be fair, but everything else is starting to get cleaned up. MysteryMan has the momentum. He wants to go for it. A lot of Mutos lift, a lot of Zerglings lift. Okay, doesn't quite favor his chances going across the map immediately, but should be seeing a bunch of Banelings get made and MysteryMan posturing for the counter push.
Yeah, what I'm worried about is just ExpecT plummeted in supply there. That was a pretty big investment, and again, what he got was creep, I guess. and he traded armies.
You're not even confident in that.
Yeah.
He got some creep.
He kind of got creep. It's being respread. So honestly, I'm just really concerned there for ExpecT, especially because he was working on drilling claws. He was working on his Widow Mines. Wait a little bit longer and then move out. It felt a little bit impatient, a little bit premature.
Very antsy, if you will. But yeah, it definitely felt like, I think ExpecT was a little paranoid that, oh no, I'm already super dedicated to this Marine tank sort of Widow Mine style. MysteryMan is probably going to transition out of this, and he's probably, he saw that the hive was being made, so that may have been what prompted him to push out, but he didn't get nearly enough damage as he needed to there. Now MysteryMan has finished his hive, and ExpecT has no answer to it. We're getting very, very massive deja vu vibes.
Exactly. Once again, Ultra's Cavern is on the way, 3-3 is on the way, Adrenal Glands is on the way, everything is on the way for MysteryMan. And ExpecT, he's still working on his main army. He has finally maxed out. Finally, he's moving out, not just with his Bioforce, but also with those Widow Mines.
He's got a massive army.
Yeah, it was scouted by these changelings, so MysteryMan should be aware of where the army's coming. Yeah, mate, he's ready and waiting. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Both players that are maxed out is all about the positioning. Who can get the AoE first? A couple of mines do unburrow. And the mine shots that do connect aren't the greatest in the world. But it keeps ExpecT in this position. Not losing too much bio. Aye.
God, just wave after wave.
From both sides.
Yeah, wave after wave of Ling Bane. That was the second wave. Here is the third, ready and waiting to go. When ExpecT, he's just lost so much here already. Like, I don't really know if he intends to reinforce and keep pushing forward. If he doesn't, mate, just abandon this position. Just go back home.
He's going for a bit of multi-prong right now, but I'm definitely with you 100%. I don't think he can have his cake and eat it too. I think he needs to concentrate his forces on one position right now. We'll see, though.
Yeah, exactly. He does push on forward again. The Widowmine shots, they could make or break this fight.
Friendly fire, not really coming into play. Very good split from ExpecT here. Most of the Banelings connecting with the Marauders, but the northern push has been dealt with. The rest of the army is coming to deal with the push in south.
Yeah, exactly.
Manual detonates.
I mean, ExpecT will be able to take down this base, which is great, but is it worth losing 2 armies? We'll see. We'll see how he trades here.
He's super backed into a corner right now. He can't even hot pick up because the Mutalists are waiting for him to do that.
Just like so, the Mutalists, they show up. They are going to be able to take down every single one of these medevacs. Meanwhile, at the same time, another push here over on the left-hand side of the map, but it does get met by these Lings.
Notice the creep spread, by the way, Light. Just completely connecting almost every single one of these bases. Juggernautha is a tall map. It's not a white map. Doesn't take much for MysteryMan to reposition his army after he deals with each drop.
Exactly, and I have to ask, you know, ExpecT, sure, he got a base. He barely got any workers, though. Was it really worth it in the end? I mean, to be fair, like, he's not stopping, you know, he's just continuing to push out across the map. He wants to try and break his opponent, but the Ultras, they are coming out.
They are, and it's happened before, it's happening again. Like, ExpecT has no easy answer to the Ultralists. Not too many of them, but the Banelings had just about the best connections of their lives. This is going to be the definitive attack for MysteryMan. Look at that army supply.
Exactly, MysteryMan down to 100, almost half the supply of his opponents. Here comes the Ling Bane and the Ultra. GG gets called.
MysteryMan now on match point, Light.
Wow.
On match point.
Oh god, match point indeed. MysteryMan, he just needs one more, and he's qualified.
There we go, and MysteryMan takes this. We're gonna have 4 Protoss players, 4 Zerg players, 0 Terran players in the DreamHack Taiwan main event. Taiwan, Hong Kong at this point.
And I did not expect the situation, you know. I was like, yo, ExpecT, he was doing so well earlier today, but now he's struggling against MysteryMan. Really, I think more than anything, it just goes to show how strong a player MysteryMan is.
Absolutely. He 2-0 Nazin in the lower bracket. And Nazin, of course, being another one of the players who was immediately invited into the closed qualifiers. MysteryMan had to go through the open qualifiers, almost got taken out twice. I believe he only qualified in day 2, didn't he? Could be mistaken there. But once he had the opportunity, he did not let it go. He took this. He is taking this very, very, very seriously. So is ExpecT, but again, I got a feel for ExpecT here. I think the fatigue is starting to set in a bit.
Yeah, just a bit, and we'll see if he can bring it back. It's gonna be difficult. It's always difficult to ask for something like a reverse, like a reverse sweep. People have done it before. Players have definitely done it before. Can ExpecT pull it off?
Do we expect him to?
That's the question.
I don't think I do, but I want him to. You know, I want him to at least take it to the ace match. Multiplayer is definitely going to be a very fine addition to the main event. MysteryMan has such a unique style behind this. I expect, of course, he's a Terran player, the sole Terran player left.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we brought up that I actually forgot about. If ExpecT falls here and now, there's gonna be 0 Terrans. There's gonna be 0 Terrans in the main event. That's just so sad.
It kind of is.
Oh god.
It's not meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
At least not in Taiwan and Hong Kong.
Exactly.
But let's not jinx it. Let's not call it yet. This series is far from over.
Boy, that it is. Hopefully, he can bring it back here for the Terrans all around the world. They all rest on his shoulders. Can he do it? Or is it all just about the Zerg and Protoss here in Taiwan and Hong Kong?
That might be the narrative. We will have to determine that. I really underestimated loading time once again. I keep doing that, Light.
I mean, it varies.
It does, to be fair.
All right, here we go. This is potentially the final game of the closed qualifier.
That it potentially will be, and here we are on 2000th atmosphere. LE, and we're in too deep. This player is in too deep, and he's trying to keep up above his head instead of going under in this series. He is the red Terran player in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, representing clan Naive Dream World, the sole Terran player left. He needs it, guys. He needs the energy. He is ExpecT.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2000 atmospheres LE, we have the Enigma himself. We have the blue Zerg player from the land of Taiwan. It is MysteryMan. One more game.
He's a Riddler.
It's all he needs, mate.
That's it. I honestly was half expecting a 12 pool into a roach rush since he's on match point in 2000's atmosphere, but he is not. He's going to his tried and true so far, anyway.
Meanwhile, I do want to quickly say this: exclamation mark Funada for sure's in the chats. 0 Terran, mate.
I didn't want to bring that up. Oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I thought it was the other thing he said.
Well, what else did he say? I chose to ignore that. I chose to black that out of my memory. But
it's pretty good alliteration, though,
yeah, like
but,
even though
that's some pretty bad puns.
Mate, you got to have some love for maybe not so much TVT. You know, we can forget about TVT, but you know, TVZ, TVP, like there's some of the most dynamic matchups out there. They're so fun. It's fun to watch.
Especially if he's gonna be this sole Terran player, you're guaranteed no TVT.
Yeah, exactly, right? That's best case scenario. 1 Terran, that's all you need.
Yeah, the Maru method.
Oh boy.
But very, very familiar territory we've seen once again, Light.
Definitely. We've been here in the past, especially with Go Joey, and MysteryMan. He's just sticking with what he knows. No early aggression, no roach war, no early pool. It's for the most part he's just been going for the same style game after game, and ExpecT, he's had a very hard time. He even loses his Reaper.
Oh no! Please don't be a sign of things to come.
Hands are off the keyboard, mate. They're in the air.
Oh, no.
Oh boy, not a good start.
But it is just a start.
True.
Right?
It is. It is just the beginning, and only the beginning. We'll see where things go from here. Going for this 1-1-1, something that did I lose my mind? Did he go for the Banshees last game?
He went for the.
He went for the Viking, right?
He went for the Viking lib. That's what it was. He went for the brick and pushed out a little too soon.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I feel like ExpecT had some pretty great success with his. I mean, we're not getting it, but he had a lot of success with his Banshee micro against Gogo Joey, right?
He definitely did. At one point, he took like 10 drones to the Queen out.
Yeah, like opening up 1-1-1 with Banshees, and we just haven't seen that today, or we haven't seen that in this series at all, and we're not going to.
Do you think he's gonna get an armory light?
I would make. Maybe.
He's getting the soul medevac over here. Does supply block MysteryMan. That is massive.
Oh yeah. And now he's zooming across the map with his Marines, with his Hellions. No armory.
With his Marines, with his Hellions. No armory just yet, but honestly, if he can kite the Lings well enough, I don't think MysteryMan is going to be expecting something as potent as this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, ExpecT has been pretty passive in the early stages of the game, but now finally he's the one applying that pressure. And oh my god, he's going for a Banshee behind this. I love it.
It's even such a hard supply cap to start things off with. Light, there are plenty of queens over here. ExpecT really needs to be careful.
Oh god.
Should be enough Lings for now.
Yeah, there are plenty of Lings here. The drop does get swatted away, and it looks like this early aggression was great for clearing creep. As ExpecT is forced away, forced back home, but there is still that follow-up. There are still those Banshees.
Aye.
And
this is not something MysteryMan is expecting whatsoever. Not only did ExpecT to not go for the Banshees 2 games in a row here, he also went for the very early medevac. I mean, who goes for a Banshee follow-up behind that?
Exactly. Meanwhile, ooh, nicely done. These Hellions are able to delay this 4th base for a little bit longer. Meanwhile, the Lings, they do across the map. Actually, finally, for the first time, a little bit of aggression here by MysteryMan, but the wall is a wall.
Yeah, to be fair, I think ExpecT did initiate that aggression, but...
Oh my god,
Definitely
they're
getting
lining
a
up!
much more active game. They're lining up so well, Light! 7 of them go down. If the queens weren't there, Light, it's all I'm gonna say. That would have been a massacre of drones.
exactly. Oh god, ExpecT just barely managing to escape that situation there, but he was able to deal some damage, and the Banshees, they still haven't shown themselves.
He even banked up 2 of them at the same time, so he can start one-shotting the drones. He waited for Cloak to finish up. MysteryMan, where's your detection?
Exactly. Where are the spores? There are no spores in any of the bases. He does have a lair, so he can morph in an Overseer, but he doesn't have one quite yet. And here come the Banshees. How much damage can they get done, if any?
You need to start morphing that Overseer now. The Banshees will get spotted by the Queens. I do like how MysteryMan is sort of positioning himself, doesn't want to leave the Queens too vulnerable, but yo, where's the detection?
There's no detection. They weren't spotted, mate. They were not spotted whatsoever. Still no Overseer in production. The boys are being pulled. Finally, an Overseer does start, but the damage is being done.
Everything is going so well for ExpecT to start things off. It's hard to see him giving up his lead.
I mean, this is what I mean, you know? Like, oh my god, he's fixing down the Spire! And it can't be just used!
It's starting to get solo! Needs to cancel it! Does get to cancel.
Wow.
We're gonna refund it at the very least.
And, like, so this is the thing, right? And I'm upset now because ExpecT, mate, your Banshees have been doing you so well in the previous series. Like, that's why you were able to take it to the ace match against Gogo Joey. Like, he was playing so well, and it took him 3 games. It took him 2 games to get here. He didn't go for Banshees in game 1 or game 2. He suffered, and now finally he's able to disrupt the economy of MysteryMan in some way.
It took him MysteryMan getting the match point.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you mean. Meanwhile, there is a massive push coming up behind these Banshees. Only 1 tank at the moment, so MysteryMan has the bare minimum he needs to hold, but again, it is the bare minimum. Doesn't take too much for ExpecT to really split up his forces and keep on pushing.
Meanwhile, Queen does get picked off. Oh my god, MysteryMan, he just kind of engaged with this army. At the same time, the Banshee's still dealing more damage, killing more workers. Ay. Forces all the drones off the line out of this 3rd base, and this hatchery, it is forfeits.
ExpecT has much bigger army supply. He has the better upgrades. It's such a good defensive position. I like this though from MysteryMan. He knows he can't fight that push just yet. Oh, but he can't fight the reinforcements either. GG's call. ExpecT puts a point on the board.
GG, well played, ExpecT, mate. I don't know what happened in the first 2 games. It's almost as if he, after that series against Gogo Joey, we were talking about fatigue, and he like fell asleep, and when he went on autopilot, but now finally he's waking up.
Took like a 15-minute power nap, and he was playing those 2 games in his sleep, and now He's ready for it.
Let's go.
Banshees are all jacked up and good to go.
Yeah, this is the expect that I saw in the series versus Go-Go Joey, the one that impressed us. Finally, he's back. But for how long?
Yeah, it's gonna be a question, isn't it? He does need to recharge a little bit after each time.
Yeah, and
regardless, I'm just glad it's not a 3-0.
I was about to say the exact same thing. I'm glad that this isn't a clean sweep. I'm glad that this wasn't over in just 3 games. As much as I would love to go to sleep, and I would, especially because I have another cast in less than 8 hours.
I just realized that.
Yeah, of course, always, mate, always.
I just realized the time. Sorry.
Yeah, it's getting pretty late, mate. But regardless, I did want both players a chance to shine here in the final qualifying match.
Absolutely. Again, either one of these players in multiple different universes, both of them advance. But now there's only one slot remaining. Who's it going to be?
There can only be one.
Just a reference to something, isn't it?
Sure. What's that from? That's from Highlander.
TF2. Oh.
I mean, one of the characters says it in TF2 as well.
Devilman, I think.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, because he's Scottish. There we go.
There you go.
Anyway, that's enough about TF2. We are now coming into SC2. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spotting all the way to the bottom right-hand corner of Light Shade LE. We have the red Terran player coming down from Taiwan. He is representing Clan Naive Dream World. There's so much to say about both of them, but honestly, Light, this is ExpecT.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Light Shade LE, we have the Taiwanese Zerg player. He is blue, representing himself. He is so close. He just needs one more win to qualify for the main event for Taiwan, Hong Kong. It is MysteryMan.
I gotta say, little bit. I'm really liking what we saw from ExpecT in all of these CBZs we've seen from him, but throw in a proxy every now and then. I feel, switch things up a little. Well, he has been switching up his openings quite a bit. Whether he goes for the brick, whether he goes for 2-1, whether he goes for Banshees, but would be opposed to something a little bit more cheeky coming out from him.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind that either. I think it's a little bit too late for that though. Maybe earlier in the series when you're not at match point, when when there's less on the line. But I would have loved to have seen that early on, definitely. To be fair, I don't know how much ExpecT has practice with that. Maybe he's more of a straight up player, but it's always great to be able to diversify your openers and your builds with some nice proxies.
Yeah, see a lot of players just. Their win rate's almost double when you become that much more unpredictable.
Yeah.
Of course, you do need that solid foundation, but
once
you add on to that,
there are even some proxies that aren't like incredibly committed. Like I don't know, like proxying a starport or something like that.
Yeah, proxy a starport, get some Hellions in to lift up into the medevac, or even if you just want to proxy a Liberator.
Oh. Okay. Reaper does get out, doesn't get surrounded.
Will be able to live. Maybe ExpecT needs to sacrifice a Reaper though, in order to be that
to appease the gods.
Exactly, the Banshee gods, Lumia.
The Banshee gods even.
Haha. No one woman on coming up from ExpecT this time.
Yeah, I love it. Show me that Banshee. Ooh. Interesting.
Or not quite yet. Another medevac drop build, it seems.
Yeah, I love it because he lifted it up. It was just for show, just for the Overlord, to make it look like he was going for the switch. And then when the Overlord died, then he landed it back down.
Dude, MysteryMan's gonna get a ton of... What do you get to deal with, Hellions? I guess the Ling side away.
Yeah, Queens. You know,
Queens, yeah.
Slings, yeah.
Funnily enough, I feel like both those units are gonna be able to deal with both of these with both of those scenarios, but yeah, no, it was cute.
Like, you know my opinion. I wish he went Banshees again because they're so great. We'll see how much this
It's not too late.
It's not. He can go for a tech lab after this medevac finishes up. It's what he did last time, so he could do it again. We'll see what this initial drop is able to accomplish. Last time he struggled quite a bit, but we'll see what he has here.
That was a very unfortunate supply block, though. Hellion should have already been out by now, but hopefully that doesn't make or break this build. Hellions are super fast. They can go across the map to meet up with the medevac.
Yeah, they be zooming, mate.
They really do. Right to the main!
Yeah, it does get spotted. The Hellions, sorry, the Lings do go to the main base. There are already 2 Queens as well here to meet the drop.
And they're coming on forward. This drop not going to be getting too much done. Meanwhile, the Hellions at the third base, getting a little distracted by the Queens, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's the focus fire.
Real good SimCity.
Yeah, the Queens were thick enough to be able to block that Hellion. The Hellion will go down. Only a handful, literally 2 drones do go down.
What a dominant shutdown here.
Yeah, but again, honestly, I didn't really expect this to do too much. It didn't do too much last game either. We were talking about it. There were plenty of Queens, plenty of Lings.
Meanwhile, you do see the follow-up from ExpecT. These Marines are going to be chased away, but yeah, not Banshees this time. Instead, going straight for Liberator and some tanks. I'm not sure how I feel about Liberator here, if I'm being honest. Like, for Harass, For Harass, it's going to be okay, but definitely would be better if it went in for a multi-prong.
Yeah.
And as part of the main army against Ling Bane, doesn't take much to go around the Liberation Zone.
I imagine it is going to go across the map to Harass, and there we go. It does get rallied. We'll see how much damage he can get done. There are already spores. There are already Queens. I mean, he has to rely on multi-prong to make sure he tries to catch MysteryMan when his attention is elsewhere, and then maybe he's able to get a bunch of worker kills. A lot of ifs, though. You know, we'll see how good MysteryMan's reaction time is.
For now, it is but a mystery. We'll be able to chase out this drop for the time being anyway. So a little bit distracted. Very well placed spore, but there is an angle for the Liberator to get in. Just like so. There's reactions. MysteryMan immediately moves away. But immediately the Liberator resieges.
Yeah, heads towards that main base. Oh, and if he does go into the main, he will scout the spire, but he does not commit. He does stick around by the gases.
Too much Rocket of Heart plays. Beautiful flank on Queens. And that's going to be the end of the Harass, which isn't the end of the game here for ExpecT. He's still building up a very potent plus 1/1 timing.
Yes, very potent indeed, as he is going across the map with his tanks and his Marines. Oh boy, I mean, 1/1 is about to finish up in a couple of seconds by the time he does get across the map. At the same time, there's a bit of a Ling run by head towards the third base. Oh my god, there's nothing here. Mate!
Not quite yet. I think he wants to turn him into Baneling's Light.
God damn it, MysteryMan. Oh my god, as he does go in with his Lings, yes, he does force all the SCVs off the line. Meanwhile, we do have the main army looking to push on forward, take down this hatchery, but the Ling Bane is coming in.
Yeah, Bailey's feet just about finished up earlier on. Forced a hot pickup, and the tank super exposed will go down to the Zerglings. A lot of bios still surviving, but taking out all the tanks like that, more than worth it right now for MysteryMan.
Exactly, it's really difficult to really maintain this position with only 1 tank remaining for ExpecT. Meanwhile, ExpecT was able to clean up old Lings that went across the map for that run by. He does go back to mining, and now he can reinforce his army.
But this is... I have my doubts about this position right now. MysteryMan already setting up a bit of a flag, but it's going to take a while for him to kill the rocks. Okay, so actually... Huh. Is he looking to take the high Vespine? Just straight up misclick. Alright, setting up for a bit of a surround, but MysteryMan already losing a bit of ground here by that 4th base.
Oh god, that he is. But again, MysteryMan, it looks like he may be, yeah, he's getting ready for a surround.
He's going in. Is this his time? Not quite yet. So many Banelings connectors, so many Marines. And the tanks do get taken out once again. MysteryMan has all the momentum going his way. So many Marines over here. He has to be so careful not to waste his Banelings or his Mutalisks.
Yeah, well, a couple of these Mutalisks do get picked off. We do still have 2 tanks here for ExpecT. He's on siege though. He is a little bit looking vulnerable here, but he's off creep. Oh,
Far off creep.
God, and finally here we go. ExpecT, he is forced away, but now he is trying to go for some drops here towards the south.
And it's looking very vulnerable, but what about the main army is what I have to say. Not as many tanks as we expect from ExpecT.
Yeah, only 3 so far. Again, not like the 8 or even 10 we've seen in the past. That drop is headed towards the newest base. I mean, it's a pretty ambitious drop. Unfortunately, there's no drones here. Otherwise, he would have been able to deal a lot of damage.
Yeah, no drones, but no army either. Thankfully, the Lings were able to get back and prevent the hatchery from going down. MysteryMan needs as much production as possible. It's so important to keep that base alive.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile, that drop will be shut down by these mutas. Meanwhile, the main army is now once again sieging that northernmost base. He is slowly dealing some damage. Oh, the queens are falling.
He's trying to buy himself some time. The Marines are starting to get pretty forward. Only 1 tank supporting them for the moment. MysteryMan does not want to overextend here, but thankfully he does not. Once again, getting a very tight surround.
Oh god, exactly. This is terrifying for ExpecT. I mean, his rally is still on the way. He does have a couple of wood mines. Oh, even covering his retreat.
Actually covering the flank as
yeah.
well. Gotta be so careful, MysteryMan. Okay, I think he sees a couple. Decent split. Not too many units getting affected over there, but now he is free to collapse on top of his army. Completely sandwiches Bio. Where are the Banelings? So far away. But the Lings are able to provide enough of a buffer. Another complete shutdown of the Terran push.
Yeah, exactly. We do have some more rallying Marines, and honestly, there are no more Banelings. Now is the opportunity to push on forward, but ExpecT doesn't realize this, and even if he knew, like, there may even be enough Ling Muta to just fight against the Marines.
He definitely doesn't want to overexpose himself. He wants to make sure that if he does fight, he wants to be hugging a wall as closely as possible.
Oh god, and he's forced back, and this is disastrous because now after all this time he hasn't been able to deal any economic damage. He hasn't killed any of the hatcheries. MysteryMan, he's nicely droned up on 80 plus workers, and now his hive is complete and he is going into ultras once again.
If it ain't broke, don't break it.
What?
And MysteryMan is just continuing to pile on even more pressure here, preventing so much production from being built. So much fresh production, keep in mind. SUV's going down left and right.
Yeah, exactly. Even the Marines are starting to get picked off by these Mutalisks. There's just so many of them, and there just isn't enough Marines on the ground. God, meanwhile, as all this has been happening, I mean, ExpecT has been able to expand. He has been able to take his 4th base. You know, his economy is pretty decent. The problem is his army composition. Does he really have what it takes to go up against ultras? He has a pretty good anti-muta army, but I don't believe he has even scattered the hive.
Not quite yet. By the way, that 1 Hellbat being produced.
Oof. Oh.
Real good pickups here on top of the mutas, but I think the time has passed for mutas anyway.
Exactly, they're being replaced. They're being replaced by corruptors. Yeah, he wants to remove those mutas. He wants to get ultras out as well. We have kindness plating on the way, almost done. 3-3. And here comes ExpecT once again. Eventually, he will get that base. This is what, his 3rd, 4th time here?
This time gonna be a lot tough. Oh, but there are no queens! MysteryMan! He transfuses it. Is he gonna lose it? He loses the base! But at what cost?
Oh my god, at the cost of a massive Ling run by. The wall is not a wall. The Lings get into the natural base, and there's nothing here at home to defend.
Nothing at all! Mystery Man pulling back everything right now, exposing the Marine so much to the Banelings. These Zerglings get this around once again, tries to snipe as many Banelings, but there's way too much. GG is called. Mystery Man is going to be your final player qualifying for the Taiwan-Hong Kong main event.
Wow.
What a clean defense. Multiple different types of Mystery Man, Light.
Right. GG, well played, Mystery Man. He does finally take the series 3-1 against ExpecT. Oh my, time and time again. Honestly, he was just playing very solid. There was nothing flashy.
Honestly, yeah.
There was nothing flashy about his play. You know, he was just going straight up Ling Bane into mutas, eventually into ultras. And because of how solid he was, when I say solid, I mean solid defense, his economy wasn't very hindered often. The only time where his economy was really being impacted was in the game that ExpecT took, where he went for those Banshees and things were kind of getting out of control and Mystery Man was really struggling to keep up with everything. But every other game...
Is your blood starting to boil now that you remember the Banshee games?
Yeah, but every other game, like, Mystery Man, he was fine. He was fine defensively at home. We saw how much it took for ExpecT to finally kill a hatchery that last game.
Basically the entire army and his own economy. This is very much textbook Zerg when it comes to defending Terran pushes. Didn't do anything too out of the ordinary. As he said, he knew exactly the army composition he needed, and he knew exactly how to hold with it. Very well played. Again, it is very much a shame that ExpecT isn't going to be moving on to the next phase. I do think that in multiple different timelines, we will have both ExpecT and Mystery Man make it to the main event, but not in this one. GG, well played. Mystery Man could be advancing.
That he will, and that does mean that unfortunately there are going to be 0 Terrans in the Taiwan-Hong Kong main event, and that is crazy to think about. But F's in the chat for the Terrans. F's in the chat.
F's indeed.
Oh god. And yeah, with that, it seems like we are done for the night. It was a pretty long broadcast.
We're finally done for the day.
Yeah, we're fine.
We called it in the last broadcast, but we were not done.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was a long night. It was a long broadcast, and we made it. We made it, Yaku.
I can eat. Yeah, honestly, well worth it staying up to watch, again, that ExpecT versus Go Joey match in particular. Super goddamn close.
Oh boy. And with that, thanks everyone for tuning in today. I mean, we finally casted our first closed qualifier of the DreamHack main event. The first of many. For those wondering, we'll be back in 7 hours. 7 hours and 10 minutes. I'll be casting... Yeah, of course. We'll be casting the NA closed qualifiers. Of course, that's going to be a little bit larger. It's going to be full of players like Scarlet, Neeb, Nina, Pili, Future. It's going to be a lot of players there. I imagine it's going to be a bit of a longer event as well, but there are also going to be a lot more casters. I imagine Rotterdam, Zombie Grub, they are usually showing up for those, Chicken Man, Biomorph, so there's going to be a lot more coverage for that, and of course we will be there as well. So if you want to tune into some more StarCraft, 7 hours, we'll be there. Put it on your calendar.
Start of multiple events happening on Sunday.
Yeah. I don't think
you thought today was hectic. Tomorrow, ooh.
I don't think it's as. I think it's as much, right, as today. Today we have 3 casts. Tomorrow I think it's the same.
Oh, are we doing ESL Asia?
Oh yeah.
Then we'll have 4.
There we go. We'll have the NA closed qualifier followed by, oh my, we have the ESL Open Cup, and then the Oceania closed qualifier, and then the China closed qualifier. I was about to say, do we want to do the China close qualifier? But honestly, if we don't, then no one will. So we should. Last time we were the only English stream, so we should be there. When I say we, I mean the CranKy Ducklings. I know you're going to be busy during that time.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Alex did confirm that she was free, so I will be casting with her.
Whew.
All
I got
good.
worried for a little bit. I was like,
It's all good indeed. And yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Yaku, do you have any closing words before you pass out and get some food?
I think I did have something to say, but now I don't. Everything just melded together. I guess good luck to all of our players in the main event. Go Joey B-Stork, I think, is who I myself am going to be keeping my eyes on. But honestly, Nice, Haas, But Always, MysteryMan, Rex, every single one of these players are very much one of a kind. If you have the chance to watch the main event, absolutely recommend you do.
Yes, and when it comes to the main events, we will be there and we will be casting. We will not be the mainstream, but we will be the official B stream for the main events of the Taiwan-Hong Kong region. We did it all of last year, and we're going to do it again all of this year as well. Again, it won't be on this channel. It will be on the ESL_SE2B Twitch channel. We'll be there providing coverage for Taiwan, Hong Kong, Oceania, China. I believe those 3 regions, not NA or Latin America. As far as I'm aware, I believe that will be covered by Creighton, as he did last year. Yeah,
we do need to spread out a little bit here. Can't be doing every event.
Yeah, if I had it my way, we would be doing Latin America. But they do have dibs on those regions, so it's all good. Shout out to Creighton. Yeah, Creighton.
You need something to cast, like.
Also, Jeffrey is correct. I apologize. There is a distinct difference between those invited to the main event and the closed qualifier. You're correct. The closed qualifier players are a little bit different. You know what?
Are we not at the main event already?
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Let me just quickly open up the NA closed qualifier. Let's go. Who do we have? We have Patty Mac, our boy, Pili, Rob, Semper, Disc, Vindicta, Jon Snow, Epic, Trigger, one of the up-and-coming Canadian Protosses, Riser, Dolan, Skylar. Skylar, mate. Mate,
dude, I'm tempted to wake up early.
I'm going to be casting Skylar.
I'm so tempted to wake up early for that.
BioIce, Eurystheus, and Zero. So plenty of NA talent there. I'm just quickly checking the brackets. Oh my, Skylar versus Jon Snow first round. Let's go. That's probably what we're going to cast. Either that or a Trigger versus Semper is tempting for a PvP, but I want me some Skylar versus Jon Snow.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Alright, well, with that, we are done for the evening. Thank you everyone so much for watching. If you want some more StarCraft, then make sure you hit that follow button on Twitch. Make sure you check out all of our social media for when we, so you can be notified for when we go live with our broadcast, so you can follow our players. If you don't know, we also have a pro team. We have signed players in the Oceanic and Latin American region. Unfortunately, they had a rough time in the qualifiers. I'm still a little bit heartbroken by that. We do still have one in the main events for Latin America, of course, that being Eric. He's up there with Special, Cham, and Kelazur, but it'll still be a couple of days or a week or so before
before
we cast him, or before he gets casted.
Till then,
see you in 7 hours.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bella.